Expecting a cylinder misfire on a 2000 CE Corolla. What you want to do is take off these two. They'll be right here. There's a 10mm bolt. This will actually sit right here. So you take off these two 10mm. After you take those off, you take off the coil packs, which sit right here, 4 bolts. That comes off. So we're diagnosing a cylinder 2 misfire. We pull the spark plugs out. There's only one last one to be pulled out. So I'll go ahead and pull that out right now. All right. So the cylinder 2 misfire. Here it goes right here. Let me show you something. Here's all our spark plugs right here. On all the spark plugs, if we get real close to them, you can see a nice white tip on there. I mean, it's not nice, but a white tip on there. Also, a white tip on there. Then we get to this one. This one is just black, burnt, gummed up, smells like gasoline. These ones, consistent with each other. Consistent, burning fine, and burning fine. So this is our cylinder 2 misfire, right here. I believe the coil pack's bad on this one. It's not burning completely and completing a full cycle, which is causing the misfire. So we're gonna go ahead and change the spark plugs because it's time for them to be replaced. And we will also go ahead and change the coil packs. So I recommended to this client to go ahead and change all the coil packs. We are using the recommended, they don't make these spark plugs anymore, but NGK does recommend to use the iridiums, and they are the BKR5 EIX11s. All right, and then here's a little quick comparison. Here's the spark plugs. Here's the difference right here. You see the difference? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and replace all these spark plugs and replace the coil packs, and hopefully everything works out fine. And we'll check it out and see if it's still misfiring. So real quick before we get too far, I'm gonna show you the difference between these. You see how that electrode's dry, that one's dry, that one's dry, this one is still wet. So these are getting spark and burning completely. That one's getting spark and burning completely. Cylinder 2 is getting fuel, but it's not getting spark. So there's something going on. It's having a spark issue. And a lot of people just jump to the spark plug. It's a bad spark plug. Possibly, but it's a little bit more to do. It has something a little bit more to do. Has a little bit more something to do with the control module controlling the spark and how much spark it's giving off. So I'm leaning more towards the coil pack than just a simple spark plug replacement. So the engine is running. It was already running, but you can see that shaking. That's a misfire, so it still has a misfire. But again, we're gonna put the coil packs in and see if it helps it out. So we'll go ahead and turn it off and put the coil packs in here. Look at this car. I gotta pressure wash it. I just can't have this sitting over here like this. It's not what I do. It's not the look I like. So it's not my job, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up anyway. Went ahead and washed this car. Well, technically we didn't wash it. Went and just pressure washed it. Can't stand looking at a dirty, super dirty vehicle like that, so pressure washed it real quick. Nothing crazy, but looks better than sitting here with tons of dirt all over it. Coil packs in now. We got the new spark plugs in, and the last thing we're gonna do, just to see if we could further clean up this, the rough idle, is going to be cleaning the mass airflow sensor. You see that amberish color right there on there? That's the color it should be, and you see this thing is just gummed up. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it off real quick, and hopefully this helps out with the idle. To get to the mass airflow sensor, it's gonna be right here on the back of the airbox. It's gonna be 2 screws right here. And just take your time. You don't want to strip any screws or anything. Here's the screws right here. Take your time getting it off. And then we're gonna use some mass airflow sensor cleaner. Don't use any other type of cleaner. Some people try to put a brake cleaner on there, parts cleaner and stuff like that. And this is a very, very, very sensitive, delicate part. And if you put those type of corrosive cleaners on it, what you're gonna do is it's gonna eat through it and just damage the sensor. And these sensors do cost a whole lot of money. So we're gonna go ahead and get to cleaning it. When using any type of harmful cleaners, make sure you have your PPE on, personal protective equipment. Also make sure you have safety glasses on. You don't want this stuff getting into your eye. It's very corrosive. So we're gonna go ahead, hit it real quick. Everything real nice and good. And you can see all that gunk already flew off of it. And it's back to that amber color. So the other side, a good cleaning. Whole thing. And that should be good enough. We don't want to overdo it. The stuff dries real quick. We're gonna go ahead and place it back in the mass airflow sensor is now clean. Let me see if we can get up in here. Now you can see how clean that thing is. So again, we're gonna go ahead and place this back in the vehicle and give it a start, and hopefully, you know, it helps out. It should help out. The vehicle would not run before the coil packs, spark plugs, and we're gonna see if this helps out a whole lot more. The mass airflow sensor is back installed. Make sure it sits flush. You don't want any air gaps inside this location. If there is any air gaps inside the location, the car will stumble. It might throw a code. You want to make sure it's sealed. Make sure that O-ring's good. Make sure it's not pinched. And also, do not over tighten it. You do not want to crack this housing again. This is a very sensitive part right here and delicate part to the operation of the vehicle. So you want to make sure you take care of that part. So we're gonna go ahead and start the car. Okay, so we're in the car and we're gonna start this thing together. Car's running. We haven't cleared the check engine light yet, ever since we've performed all these operations to the vehicle. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the vehicle warm up to operating temperature before we go on a test drive. The rough idle seemed to clear up. You can see that shaking. That's a misfire. So we're hoping that the misfire is gone. And again, we're gonna go ahead and let it warm up to operating temperature, then we're gonna go for a test drive. 5,000 miles on it. But yeah, a little quick drive in the car. And she's going. So it's ready for the client. I'm gonna go back to him. No hesitation, no stumbling. Everything seems to clear up and it's back in good health, better health than what it was in. So we're gonna go ahead and call the client, go over a few things, have him pick it up if he'd like, or proceed to the next step in making sure this thing stays on the road safe and healthy. All right, you guys have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.